Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back as always. Huge big thank you for all of the support. So the new decollage kit hasn't arrived yet. So I was still thinking in that sort of vein I'd like to do a decollage. So I brought out the Seasons Greetings, which is the Christmas decollage kit that was last launched. So that was a couple of months ago. So I thought I'd have a little play with that today, and I'm going to be making two cards out of one of the toppers and the backing. So I'm starting with a slightly larger card size today, so I am going with 7 by 7. So let's bring in the trimmer, bring that arm out, and then we're going to want some gold card because the foiling on this is all gold. So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to go 3 notches under the 7. Actually no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 6 3/4 and 6 3/4. That's going to give me quite a nice wide white border round on my card. Just going to check that because it doesn't look very wasn't quite straight, so let's see how that is now. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the backing card, and what I want to do first off is take an inch from this side. So we're taking that brown, and then now I want it to be this way. So this was 6 3/4. So now, because I've got this piece here, we're looking for 5 3/4. So actually let's turn that way, and then I'm going to take 2 notches off just so that we've got that narrow border. And then this way I need to do 6 3/4 minus 2 notches, and the same on the length on that one, 6 3/4 minus 2 notches. So those should now be the same height, and if I plan this out right, they should fit quite nicely onto there together. Just going to take this just the tiniest, weeniest bit longer than the other piece. So it is better. Okay, and then we'll put those to the side for our next card. And then what I wanted to do with this green piece, I'm going to bring in this Creative Expression Sue Wilson Falling Snow embossing folder. I think that's the right way up. I think we should be okay with just the white plates, but we'll see how that goes through. I don't think it's a 3D one. I think it's just a normal one. And we'll just pop that through. In there slowly. There we go. Slow it down. I can turn that off. That's the only thing we're doing today. So you can see it puts that lovely bubbly pattern on. And it looks like there that it's gone right through to the paper, but it's not. It's the pattern underneath. So that is quite cool. So let's start assembling. So I'm going to be using the glues that I'm using today, are the same ones I always use. Clout All Purpose, which is this clear one, and then I use a bit of the tacky glue in the corners. I always say it, but I just say it just in case somebody new is watching. The Clout All Purpose glue is a fantastic glue. It dries and even makes the card a little bit more, gives a bit of rigidity to the card. However, it's not great if it comes into contact with foiled cards. So If this glue was to splurge out of the side and then I was to come in and wipe that with a cloth, there is every possibility that it will take the shine off my mirror. So just be aware that, you know, that is one of the properties of that glue. So you just have to go a little careful with it, that's all. So I'm just trying to make sure that's nice and even. The embossing has stretched my card a little bit, but not so much that it's going to be a distraction. A little bit of string there. So I'm just lining that back up. I can move it over a little bit because I am going to put something there to cover that join. Give it a good press down, just make sure that makes a good bit of contact. Okay, so now I need to actually I don't, because what I was going to do was put a bit of gold there, but even with that space there it just looks okay, I think. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so I just want to try one thing to see what it looks like. Let me just bring in my trimmer. I have to bring that arm out just in case we need it. I'm just going to take this border off. Just want to see what that would look like. Just go that way around. I actually do like that, so let's just trim that down to size. So 6 3/4 minus 2 notches. Just check that bit's okay. That should be fine. Okay. I was tempted to leave it with the gold, and then I was tempted to put some gold on, but I think it's just going to rejoin that back up quite nicely and just tie those two colours together. So I think I'll just come in with this tacky glue, hoping it should stick to both sides. If not, we'll come back with a foam pad. On my hands. Just want to make sure that's nice and straight. There we go, so I'm happy with that. I think I just need a little bit of glue there. There we go. It probably would be better with a bit of a foam pad, to be honest, because of that, because of this embossing on this side, but it will be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this one out. So we've got this lovely sort of Christmas scene with the donkeys and all of the animals there. I don't know if I'm going to use these, but I will pop them out. These have got a lovely bit of foiling on as well, sort of with berries, sort of carrying on from these berries here. And the magic of Christmas never ends when in the company of treasured friends. So that's the sentiment. Okay, so let's see how we want this to go on our card. We could come in with just one of those. Do maybe I want to put one down there, which would be that way around. No, I'm going to keep one. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a little bit of 3D glue gel, just because the embossing has made that quite raised. So I'm going to we'll leave that one to the end. I'm just going to put a bit over there, and I'm not going for any height. I want that to be flat, but I just want it to stick to that base. And I will come in and just do that. The only thing you have to be aware of, obviously, with using the 3D glue gel, is that it does need a couple of hours to go off. But the great thing about it is you do get that time just to get that nice and straight. And if you wanted to, you could carry on and use your 3D glue gel to do all of your layers. I'm not going to do that today. I want this to be, check that straight, I want this to be my foam pads, so I've already put foam pads all over the back of that. That's fine. Okay, so let's bring in our layers. So we have, and I'm going to be saving every other layer for my next card. So we've got that one, then it would be this one, then it would be these little animals. Just one bit up there, then it's going to be those, and then all of these other layers I'm using on the cards. So I'm just going to put a couple of layers on my next card. I'm not going to go super crazy. So because I'm using the bigger topper here, I want this to be the card that really wows. So my other card is just, I say just, is a bonus. I want this one. And we've got our bits here as well. And obviously you get all of this decoupage, but you don't have to put it all on if you don't want to. You know, it's as much or as little as you like. And there we go. Okay, let's pop that to this side. Okay, so we've got this piece here, and I'm just double checking. So there is a piece that needs to come out of the middle. So if you turn it over, you can always see, let's see if there's any, like here, you can see if there's any landlocked areas that need to be popped out. Okay, and that's just going to add to that dimension. So the decoupage, it takes away a layer each time, so that it sort of gives you a sort of view as if you're looking at the scene. You know, some things would be more in the foreground, let's say. On this picture, obviously these animals at the front are going to be more closer to you than the gates and the donkeys and the lights, etc. So, and this is what decoupage helps us to create that dimension. And just put some tacky glue on the back, and that's just to give me a little bit of wiggle room time. So the base should line up exactly on this bottom, and then hopefully those should marry up, and they do. And put another little bit there to push out. So these are all Hunkydory 1mm pads. When I placed my order for the new decoupage, the animal one, which is gorgeous. This one's gorgeous too, but it's all Christmas, so I think I must have got most of the Decolarge collections, but I did see that they did do an animal one before with different animals in, and I don't remember having that. I mean, I'm still tidying out, and some bits I am getting rid of because I've just had them so long. There's no way I would be able to craft with it all, even if I lived to be 200. And I'm trying to sort of reduce my space down a little bit. I haven't found it in there yet, so I'm wondering. I did go through a phase where I didn't watch or buy any craft. It was a short phase. So I'm wondering if it was during that. I tend to also swap between companies. I was a big Carnation Crafts fan for a long time, so it could be if I was buying Carnation Crafts I might not have been buying Hunkydory. Don't know, but okay, so we've got our little dog here, so we're going to pop him on. So just matching up that bottom and popping that on. So let's see, what's that? That's going to go on that bottom piece there. That's going to go there. Obviously the animals are self-explanatory. This is going to go on there afterwards. We've got our little doggy head. Got a donkey's got our lights. And this one is going to go there. Okay. Just like to give myself an idea of where I'm aiming for with these things. And apologies, it just takes me a little while to get the backs off. There we go. And I did put all these pads on beforehand just to sort of speed things up a bit. I have been doing this more for the videos. Generally, if I'm making a card as I'm going along, I would generally put foam pads on as I go along, in case I wanted to lift something up or make it a little bit lower. Okay, let's pop these bits of bushes in. Apologies, so just for some reason it went blurry, so I just reset it again. So I did tell you it was messing about, but I did realise that it was doing it this time at least. Okay, so then this bit is going on there. Decided if I win the lottery I'm going to get an actual video camera and try and see what difference that makes to the filming sort of side of things. Probably be another whole new learning curve. Took me ages to get sorted with this camera. Okay, so we've got our little dog's head. He's that way. There he is. Okay, so let's do these lanterns next. And it's going to go over there. What's that? Squeeze, it's gone. These have just got one sort of pad on, so they do feel like they slip around, but they do glue and stay put once the glue goes off. There we go. Then we have to work out which donkey is which. I think this is the one on this side because it's a bit more grayer, and the one on the right hand side is a bit more browner. So I'm going to pop his little face in, so he's coming over that then this one. My lantern's gone on the wonk. Okay, behave. Let's turn this round this way just because I've picked it up that way. And pop him on. Right, so now we come to these. So we've got a cat and a pig, a cat and a chicken, chicken's wing. That's the cat's body, and that's the goose's body. Goose. The goose's body. Okay, so again, just coming in, just keeping going with all of those layers. We'll pop his little back on. I should think this goose and this chicken are quite happy that they're not being eaten for Christmas. Sorry to bring the tone down a little bit. I suppose there's wee Boxing Day. Sorry for all you vegetarians out there. So it's oh, we've got a little bow here as well, but I didn't put a foam pad on that, so I think it's going to be too small for me to foam pad. I suppose I could do a tiny little bit of 3D glue gel. And little wings. Okay, so for this one I'm going to be okay with some foam pads. So I want one that's, we'll go with this one, it's about 2 or 3mm. So I'm just going to cut that into a couple of chunks. And I'll pop those on. Just checking where that was, just a bit more support on there. And I am going to put a bit of 3D glue gel on these pads just to make sure they go through that, they get to the cardstock. So let's just peel those off. Okay. And by doing that, it just means that it makes sure that it's all on the same level, so I don't get one high up bit and one low down bit. Put a tiny bit on there, and we'll just come in with that. Okay, and then just to finish on here, I'll bring in my little tray. And I've got these gold gems that I had from before, and I want 3 of these big ones. I'm just going to go here, 1, 2, 3. Just put the top on that 3D glue gel, otherwise it will dry up. There. thinking, do I want one at the top? No, I'm going to leave it like that. So that one is the first one. So what I'm going to do now is just get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I'm just bringing in a piece of 300 GSM white card. This is A4. And I'm going to cut this down to 8x8. So I'm making a sort of DL card, but just slightly chunkier than the norm. So let's just pop that along there. Keep that cardstock there because that's perfect for die cutting my sentiments when I do them. So we'll bring in our scoreboard. And we're just going to straight up score this at 4. We're going to have that nice chunky 4x8 card. So it's quite a nice chunky size. I'll just trim the edge of that because that is a bit crunchy. Let me bring in my tatty old guillotine. Apologise for the state of it. I'm just going to take that end off. Just to neaten that up. That's better. Okay. So again, we're going to come back with our trimmer, and I'm going to bring in. Look, have I got a piece of? Yeah, I've got a piece of gold Miri card, just a piece that's been left over, and going to go on that side. So I'm going to trim this down to 2 notches under the 4 and then 2 notches under the 8. And then if I bring that piece of card back that we had from earlier, let's have a look at that now. So that is 5. So I think I'm going to take, I'm going to take about 1 inch off that side. I really want to keep the focal image more than anything else. We want that to be 4 notches under the 4. And then 4 notches under the 8. So let's see how that sits on there. Just going to take a tiny little bit off the top. And then nice. The only thing I didn't check was how that fits on there. Let's just take another little bit off there. Sometimes I just forget to check these things. It's a very narrow border. Probably going to have to take a bit more off. What I might do is just take just a teeny bit off there. Should even all of those up. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to bring out these layers that we had left. So there's only 2, because what I'm going to have to do is trim these a little bit as well, because they are going further over than we have of our topper. So let's just pop all of these out. Don't want to come away. And then we've got a little sentiment there. Okay, so again we need to just pop that centerpiece out. You just have to be a bit gentle with them sometimes. And manoeuvre them out. And then again with this one, I'm just going to take my knife along there. It might be that I've put a foam pad just right on that edge, because I know I have got a little bit there that's showing up. Oh, but it's not a pad though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring this in, and as you can see it's going over in places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on, and I'm not going to worry that we've got this sort of edge at the bottom. It's just going to add to it, and because that second layer is going to fit on top of it nicely, it's going to look like it was supposed to be there. Yeah, and as always, a bit of tacky glue. A bit on the donkeys as well, which I forgot. There we go. Just line that up nicely. And then what I'm going to do is just bring in my knife and cut along the bottom. I'm going to do this as I do each layer, just so that I haven't got a sort of big thick wodge of things to go through. So, there we go. That's there. And then again, I've got this one. I was thinking about putting some ribbon on this card, and I've picked out 3 colours because I wasn't quite sure what was going to work the best. I picked out a white, and there's a turquoise, I think, yep, and a dark blue. So we'll see what works the best once this is all together, because obviously these decoupage layers bring in different elements of colour as well, with the gold and that. So let's just line up little animals along there. And we'll turn that over again. Just take that one off. And that one off there as well. Awesome. So we've just got that little bit of dimension going on. Okay. So now I can go in and I can put this onto my gold matte layer. So again, with my all-purpose, a little bit of tacky in the corners. Bring this round. Oops. Give that a good press down. Okay, so let's have a look at these ribbons. So I've got this blue, I've got this blue, and I also have, buried it somewhere. Oh, here it is, it's a small ribbon, that's why. I've also got this white. I might go with the white because it does pick up on the white on these here. Or we could go with 2. Let's see what that looks like the other way around. Okay, I'm going to do the 2 blue. Okay, so these are probably about 1/2 centimetre, yeah, and they're sort of a satin type of ribbon. So I'm going to bring in some red liner tape. I'm going to pop that down there, give it a good little burnish down. And then I'm going to come with the light blue one first of all. That is the one on the bottom. Just go a bit closer to the edge, don't want to waste any ribbon. Because I do want to make a bow as well. And this one, underside, and what I'm going to do, just pop some tacky glue under there. If you want to, you can put another bit of red liner tape over. So let's get our card blank. I'm going to give that a good burnish down because it's popping. So again, all-purpose glue, tacky glue in them corners, you can pop this one onto here, give that a good press down, and some chalky foam pads. I'll bring in these Crafter's Companion 5mm ones. Just cut one a little bit. Give it a nice bit of height. Like so. And then if I bring this ribbon back in underneath, and I'm going to do, actually I think it's going to be easier if I use my little bow maker, so let's just grab that. So this is an old little girl's bow maker, had it forever, and I think we'll try, that's going to be too small I think, so we just go round, over, under, and then tie ourselves a knot. Nice and tight. Then you have to just wiggle that off. I'm just gonna bring those. So you can see those 2 tones. Got our little bow. This I'm going to use some 3D glue gel. Just going to pop that one straight onto there. A little bit and it'll flatter in a second. Let's pop that away. Okay, and then lastly I am going to bring some of these gems in again, and I'm going to put 3 here, and I think I'm going to go with that one, and a small one, and I'm going to leave it at that today. I'm going to be sparing with my gems, not me at all, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. The last thing I want to do, just to add a little bit of glitter. I am going to be super careful, really should have done this before I popped it all together, but just some of these snow. I'm not even doing loads of them, just the odd one. Can even go a little bit on there really. And then the Deco Art Glamour Dust. Just trying to avoid that bow. And gems. And then when that's dry, we'll give that a little careful brush over. I'm just going to add just a little tiny bit of sparkle. Okay, so let's bring in the first card we did, which was that one. So we've got two decent cards. This nice big one, 7 by 7, and then we've got that, which is also quite sizable, a 4 by 8. Both have got a little bit of dimension on. It's just a good way to use that kit and make the most of it, which is what I like to do. But that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully the new decollage will be here by next time. I don't think it will be, because that'll be Monday. And I haven't even had the dispatch notice yet, so it's not going to be here by Monday. So I have got a wedding card to do, so I might do that. But if I do that, the video might not be there till Tuesday, but we will see how it goes. But I might change my mind, might do something else in the meantime, but we'll see what happens. But in any case, thank you so much for watching today. As always, huge thank you for your support. If you do like what I do, please do like and subscribe. It really does mean the world to me, and you know, helps me build a little community around the products that I'm using. So have a great rest of the weekend. Hopefully you'll get some crafting in. Happy crafting. Bye.